Thanks for staying with us. Let's now turn our attention to Africa, where reports say at least 17 persons have been killed and close to 400 wounded in the conflict between the army and the M23 rebel movement in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Kenyan President, his South African counterpart, Cyril Ramaphosa, and the President of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, are seeking for diplomatic solutions to the conflict for an urgent ceasefire. South Africa, Malawi, and Uruguay are among nations that have lost peacekeepers. The African Union is reportedly set to host an emergency meeting today. We have a report.
Kenya's President William Ruto has described the situation in the Democratic Republic of Congo as being very complicated, and he says it can only be solved diplomatically. He told journalists that he cannot see a possibility of a military solution to the challenges facing the country. Amidst the escalating conflict, the Kenyan president, who is also chairman of the East African Community, says he has called an emergency meeting for member states on Wednesday. He says the Rwandan president, Paul Kagame, and Congo's president, Felix Tshisekedi, are to attend the meeting. His comments came as Rwandan-backed M23 rebels claimed to have captured Congo's largest city, Goma, as fighting escalated despite calls by the United Nations Security Council for the insurgents to withdraw. Medics say bombs were dropped in a camp for displaced persons and many people died. The Congolese government says the rebel advancement amounts to a declaration of war. Gunshots rang out across Goma overnight on Sunday before dozens of rebels in military uniform early Monday morning marched into the capital of the North Kivu province, which sits on the border with Rwanda. The volatile region is rich in minerals, critical to much of the world's technology. The Eastern DRC has been a tinderbox for decades, and the United Nations has warned that this latest M23 offensive risks spiraling into a regional war. Saturday, the Democratic Republic of Congo broke off relations with Rwanda, which has denied backing the M23 rebels despite evidence collected by UN experts and others. But in search for safety, Congolese soldiers are fleeing to Rwanda, away from M23 rebels who have captured Goma. At the Rwandan border town of Rubayo, they reportedly surrendered their weapons and were processed by Rwandese border officials.
For more on the war in the Democratic Republic of Congo, international affairs analyst Paul Ejime joins me from the United Kingdom. Good to have you join us.
Thank you for having me.
So let me just get your reaction to the renewed hostilities between the M23 rebels and the authorities in Democratic Republic of Congo.
So it is an endless kind of, touch go, but it's from it becomes seasonal. At times when one side feels that they are losing, they want to ratchet up the conflict, but you can see that the death, of these peacekeepers, I think is what has triggered this latest move, and so everybody is trying to gain from the spotlight. But this is a conflict that seems to have defied logic. It's been there for as long as you can remember. But it's all about the resources in Congo. There are two Congos, and the two of them have never known peace. Just because very large countries in terms of size, but also rich in minerals that it doesn't. Those who are exploiting these resources know that they cannot do it when there is peace in the country. So they seem to benefit from perpetual conflict in this region. So, but I think it was the latest death of peacekeepers that has triggered this one.
What I find interesting is how Rwanda is now in the mix in terms of looking for a diplomatic solution, because the authorities in DR Congo are blaming Rwanda, have always blamed Rwanda for the crisis in the country. And so to have Rwanda in the mix for diplomatic solutions, I just also want to get your, what you make of that.
Yes, it is that suspicion, because if you are coming to equity, they say you come with clean hands. The authorities in the Congo, they've never trusted. There is mutual mistrust between them and then Kigali. And so that is what is happening. And then but they are neighbors, so there is nothing they can do about the fact that they are neighbors. But they can also choose who to deal with. But here, it is just the problem of not having, if you want to negotiate, you also negotiate from in a position of trust, what they call goodwill. So if the authorities in the Congo do not think that they have they will gain, they are dealing with a friendly country, they are not likely to listen to what Rwanda has to say. So that is the danger. So perhaps there has to be a way of getting some people, some neutral countries or leaders that Congo will listen to, and then Rwanda will become, comfortable with. But
Mr. Jimmy, I have about 30 seconds left. I'm not even sure if I have 30 seconds, but I wanted to quickly comment, because the African Union has also now stepped in. Many would say maybe probably too late, but there was a peace agreement before that has now been broken. Is there a chance that a diplomatic solution, they would find a lasting diplomatic solution?
Like I was saying, there can be, if both sides come with goodwill. If Rwanda shows that, but there has to be some neutral persons coming in to build trust and then be able to take it from there. But as long as there is mutual mistrust here, perhaps maybe somebody, AU or whoever, they can appoint some negotiators or people that can, neutral body or neutral persons that the two sides will be comfortable in dealing with, and then to be able to do it. Otherwise, it will be this off and on conflict, and does not do neither Rwanda any good nor Congo is a neighbor.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. We're monitoring developments in that country and that region as well. International Affairs Analyst Paul Ejime, thank you.
Thank you for having me.